Have you ever had one of those moments? One where you suddenly realize the future you've been working toward all this time isn't going to look the way you thought it would? Well, I know I have. And as I got closer to 60, I found myself thinking more and more about retirement. Not because I wanted to stop working, but because I was asking myself some really hard questions. Am I really going to have enough for retirement? How many more years am I going to have to keep working? What happens if my health changes and I'm not able to work? Well, and then one day I had to admit to myself something that was really hard. I was nowhere near where I needed to be for retirement. Saying those words out loud is really difficult because from the outside, my life probably looked just fine. The truth is, I've always believed in working hard. I built a career. Years ago, I even built a successful business. If someone looked at my life from the outside, they'd probably say, she's doing just great. But life doesn't always follow the plan we imagine. Sometimes we make choices for the people we love. We put our family first. We help our children. We do what needs to be done. And before you know it, the years have gone by. That's exactly what happened to me. As retirement got closer, I realized I wasn't where I wanted or needed to be financially. I remember thinking, how did I get here? Not because I blamed anyone, not even myself. Life just happened. I made choices for the people I love. But I also realized something else. I couldn't change the past. What I could change was what I decided to do next. And that's when something shifted. I realized I didn't need another job. Working more hours wasn't going to solve the problem. I didn't want to trade even more time for dollars. I wanted another way, a better way, a simpler way, a smarter way, a way to create more money while protecting the time that mattered most to me. Because the older I get, the more I realize money matters, but time, even more, my friend, time matters more. I have 2 amazing daughters, 3 beautiful grandchildren, and I don't want my life to be about squeezing them into my schedule. I want the freedom to be present, to travel, to celebrate birthdays, to make memories, to enjoy this season of life instead of worrying my way through it. I wasn't afraid of getting older. I was afraid of reaching retirement without enough choices. I remember sitting in my living room one evening thinking about my life, thinking about my 2 daughters, thinking about my 3 grandkids, and I asked myself a question I couldn't ignore. If nothing changes, what will the next 10 years of my life look like? Would I still be worrying about money? Would I still feel like I had to keep working because I didn't have any other choices? Would I be saying, maybe next time, when my family wants to take a trip, celebrate a birthday, or simply spend time together? That question stayed with me because this really wasn't about money anymore. It was about the kind of life that I wanted to live, the kind of grandmother that I wanted to be, the kind of mom I wanted to be, the memories I still wanted to make while I was healthy enough to enjoy them. And that's when I realized something. I couldn't change the decisions I'd made in the past. I couldn't get those years back anymore. But I could decide what I was going to do next. I could keep hoping things would somehow work out, or I could learn a new way. So that's when I started looking. I explored all sorts of opportunities. Some wanted me to create products. Some expected me to spend all day on social media. Some wanted me to constantly message people on my phone. And some felt complicated. Some just didn't feel like me. I wasn't looking for easy. I wasn't looking to get rich overnight. I was simply looking for something that made sense to me, something I could actually see myself doing. Not long after that search, I came across something that completely changed the way I was thinking. It was a simple blueprint, and I started reading it. I found myself thinking, why has no one ever explained it this way to me before? For the first time in a really long time, I felt hopeful. Not because someone promised me overnight success, but because for the first time, I could actually see a path, another way, a better way. What caught my attention wasn't the idea of creating more money. It was the possibility of creating a different future for myself, a future where work actually supported my life instead of my life revolving around work. I love the idea of building something in just a couple of focused hours a day, not because I didn't want to work. I've never been afraid of hard work. I simply didn't want the work to consume my life anymore. I love learning that technology and automation could continue working behind the scenes while I was spending time with the people I love. I love that I didn't need to create my own products. I didn't need to cold call people. I didn't need to message strangers or be glued to my phone or the computer all day long. I didn't need a huge social media following either. And I love that I could build something that I actually owned. My own skills, my brand, my email list, my future. And that really gave me hope. So today, I'm still learning, I'm still growing, I'm still building. Some days I feel excited, some days I feel stretched, and some days I wonder why I didn't start sooner. But every week I know a little more than I did the week before. And I'm learning skills that no one can ever take away from me. I'm creating more choices for my future, and I'm proving to myself that it's never too late to learn a new way. That's why I started Freedom Income Now, not because I have all the answers, because I certainly don't. I'm sharing this journey because I know there are so many people out there who are exactly where I was. Hardworking people, good people, people who have spent their lives taking care of everyone else. People quietly wondering, will I have enough to retire? Will I have to keep working in my 80s as a Walmart greeter? Is it too late for me? If you've asked yourself those questions, my friend, I want you to know something. You are not alone. I completely understand because I've been there too. And I'll tell you, if I can learn a new way, I really believe you can too. So if my story resonates with you, I'd love to invite you to join me. Subscribe to the channel and come along with me. Every week I'll be sharing what I'm learning, what's working, what's surprising me, and everything I'm discovering as I build this next chapter in my life. So hit that subscribe button below. And if you're curious about the same blueprint that gave me hope, the one that helped me realize there really was another way, a better way, I'll leave a link for you below in the description. Because here's what I believe. The second half of life should absolutely be your best chapter, not one where you're worrying about money and staying awake all night.